Hello, this is Patches. Welcome to the Trickster's Den, the show where I play games and nothing goes as planned. Today, after my morning coffee, I've let myself be taken over by a wave of nostalgia. I remember a time where I used to drift with a cart on rainbow-colored tracks, or when I used to save a princess by solving puzzles, or even when I used to sacrifice entire families by letting them drown into pools without ladders. But seriously, I've been craving playing a little life simulation Sims to forgo the worries of adulthood, and what could be better than The Sims for that? Well, let's get right in. And yes, we'll browse Steam and I'll get the third one. Why not? And that's perfect. Oh, it's only $400 for the game and all the expansions indeed.
Wait, what?
EA. It's in the financial gain.
And because I seem to enjoy being in pain, I couldn't just play the game, because where's the fun in that? Right? So in today's episode, I have 2 families of 4 living onto one single plot of land. That's 8 Sims total, all living into one house. Over the course of 7 days, I'll try to have them fulfill personal goals while under the duress of undergoing terrible punishments if they misbehave. Hello?
Hello, this is Health Manager speaking. Misbehave, you say?
Finally, and because nothing went on how I planned in this goddamn dumpster fire of a challenge, I'll slap onto the whole thing my own sanity meter as I slowly lose my mind over the course of this video.
Stop
Enjoy! After embarking into the game and reviewing the many expansions I bought and didn't actually use for this run, we can admire the beautiful town of Moonlight Falls, which looks very dark. Why does it look so dark? Anyway, let's choose a spot and don't pay attention to this grim-looking building. Let me give you a quick tutorial on how to build a house in The Sims. It's very easy and anyone can do it. Step 1, start by placing some walls. Step 2, after defining the layout of your house, add amenities. Step 3, finally add just a couple of minor details. And you're done! I went with a split design for the house. Both families have their own dedicated side in green and blue respectively. Not that it matters, because the Sims do whatever the f they want to. But it looks good, at least. In the middle, all 8 have to share a singular toilet and shower, as well as one TV and one computer. But enough chit-chat, let's have a look at our contestants for this terrible reality TV show where everything can and will go wrong. And in the right corner, we have the Shreks! Starting with Alan. Alan is into old school tattoos, a man of taste which will let no one affirm that his platinum blonde hairs are not natural. Alan is a real catch, an eccentric evil kleptomaniac who will ravish your heart. Married to his lovely wife Fiona, Fiona shares his love for tasteful tattoos and impeccable style. As a neurotic workaholic, Fiona is sure to bring us a lovely touch of spice.
Zappa flicks nor zuba doob.
Both Alan and Fiona Shreks have enjoyed the procreation of 2 beautiful children. Fergus, which has questionable hobbies to say the least. Fergus takes on his father's side as an insane kleptomaniac. And Farkle. Farkle is...
Nice though.
just a little inappropriate And in the left corner we can observe the Blue Man's Group. Eric is not in rest in regards to his love for gnomes. He proudly wears his passion on his body and will fight you over any comments regarding his beard not being a real beard. Eric is an eccentric coward which also happens to be a light sleeper.
Nebsy no.
In a committed relationship with Martha, Martha is an old 70s woman. She hates children, including her own. Speaking of children, this lovely couple has spawned 2. Cindy, an evil drama queen with a taste for outrageous fashion. And Malan, the product of an affair between Alan Shrek and Martha Blumen's group. Unbeknownst to Eric, despite some rather evident signs. Listen, I tried to make this a thing in the relationships tab, but after spending far too much time on this ass system, I couldn't figure it out, and I don't think it's possible actually, so it's just a headcanon now. Such a lovely portrait, they look so happy, and yet so deranged. Now, while we let both families familiarize themselves with their new home, let's talk about the rules and parameters for this show. Both the Shreks and the Blumen's group will compete with one another over 7 days to be the family that commits the lowest amount of capital sins. I track their depravity with a dedicated sin counter that includes gluttony, sloth, pride, wrath, greed, lust, and finally envy. Each sin can only be scored once per family and will entail an immediate punishment for the sinner. At the end of the week, the family that has performed the most sins will face their final reckoning.
So, is it my turn now?
No, it is not. No, in order to get things even spicier and also even more complex for me to track, can you believe it? I add to that some personal goals, because why not? By next Sunday, both dads will have to try and reach cooking level 7, both moms will have to get a promotion at their job, the teens will have to develop a love interest with each other by themselves, and the kids will have to get an A in school. Now, if any of the Sims reaches their personal goal, they'll receive an immunity totem that prevents them from adding any sins to the family's counter. Yeah. No, as you can imagine, when I thought about all of that, I definitely hadn't started playing the game yet, and I didn't stop to think for a moment that this was gonna be hell for me to monitor, but also to explain. Now let's have a look at our contestants. Sunday being the day where Gabe took some rest from creating the universe, none will be punished if they sin yet. It's perfect day, if you will. So from the get-go, let's set up a couple of things on track. Fiona and Martha get an office job. Alan and Eric are made to cook until the end of times. Or at least the end of the week, which is the same anyway. Fergus and Cindy are already flirting. Oh yeah, be loving astronomy. Or was it all just a dream?
Meow.
Shut up! I hate these kids. And with that, it's a wrap for our first day. Good night, my little test subjects. Sleep well. At least those who have a bed. It's Monday! The start of the free-for-all, and sinning will now be accounted for. It's a rather uneventful night, apart from Fergus booby-trapping the entire bathroom and then accusing his mother of being mean, which... I mean, okay, I guess. Now it happens that I've been tasking both fathers to cook non-stop for all their waking hours, and I'm on my way to continue doing so as soon as Eric wakes up, but for some unexplained reason to me, he decides he's got more important things to do. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a capital sin if I ever saw one. So I take matters in my own hands, casually send him to the facility next door, and why can't I make him enter? See, in The Sim 3, you can't just enter any buildings like that. There are two types of land plots in this game, either residential or community-based. And if it's residential, you need to either buy it or to be invited in it. And since my psychotic alter ego made hell a residential plot, I couldn't figure out what the f was wrong and why I couldn't pace Eric inside. But back to you, psychotic alter ego.
Yes, thank you. To solve the problem, I've had to make hell a community plot with visitors allowed to be able to send Eric to his torture room. So I get into the build mode for hell, right? And when I remove the door, the f gets teleported back to his house. Long story short, I teleport him back, and then I make him delete the door by himself, thanks to my absolute powers. Anyway, welcome to the Pride Room, Eric, a room covered with mirrors. I bet you didn't see that coming, did you?
Oh.
You did? Okay. Well, anyway, have the luxury to admire yourself for eternity! Or at least for the next 12 hours.
Now back to the house, and will this kid ever shut up? It's otherwise a rather uneventful morning as the entire household goes to either school or work. Martha and Fiona have a heated argument right outside the office, which it's a bit too close to home. And while I keep Alan working on his cooking skills for the next hours... Ta-na-na, 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 ta-na-na-na-na-na. It's already time for the school bell to ring and the children to come back. Since anything's better than hearing them scream their lungs out, I gently encourage them to do their homework. But would you look at that? Farkle decides to pass out instead of studying. The audacity. Passing out while you're supposed to do your homework? Believe it or not, jail. Right away.
You're walking there, boy. Yes, well, since I made Hell a community lot, a lot of people have decided to visit, and I don't really know what to do about that, so yeah, makes the place a bit less menacing, right? Anyway, I let Eric tell the kid how awful the place is, and then I zap him out of existence. Good luck, kid.
Eric impresses himself to take a shower in the kitchen sink, naturally. And after giving Farkle some time to reflect on his misdeeds, Elle sends him back to the house. That's a wrap for the Monday, and we are moving on to day 2. Ah, childhood. Nothing like playing computer games unsupervised until 3 AM. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Oh wow, one of the ovens caught on fire, and apparently none of them has any idea what to do. I do finally understand what the coward skill is about. Eric just leaves the house and passes out on the porch. Fortunately, Fergus takes the matter in hand. I kid you not, as soon as the fire is out, Eric gets up, rushes to the computer and starts posting on his blog about it. Like, what the f? Doing your homework just 30 minutes before taking the bus for school. Good memories. Now, of course, we could replace the oven for $650, but why don't we make use of the entire household money more productively? I'm gonna send Alan do some grocery shopping, because how are you gonna cook if you don't have food in your fridge, right? No, I'll admit I might have gone a bit overboard with this. What are you doing, Alan? Dude, we just spent $1,500 on groceries. I swear he's doing that by himself, by the way. Dude, what the... No! You're going home. What the f*** is this? And since the only available oven is already being used by Eric, let's send Alan on a mission to find an unused oven to cook with. I have checked far too many houses at this point. Why is no one home? Okay, we finally found one. So listen, the plan is simple. Befriend the neighbor and rapture the kitchen. Yes, do not pay attention to the way we smell, neighbor. Okay, let's try it now. Well, that didn't work. The dude just threw us out, and I swear I tried my best. Many times. Ah, what a perfectly dysfunctional household. Clothes piling up, leaks everywhere, kids not at home. Wait, where is Fergus? Ah, well... we got a sinner!
Yes, I'll take it from here. We have him walk, visit, enter the room, delete the door, and I'm pretty proud of this one. It's a reimagining of the Holy Grail scene in Indiana Jones 3, but I put some slot machines because otherwise he's just gonna stand there and do nothing and piss himself and yeah. No, go play whack-a-mole for the next 6 hours.
Because Fergus is past his curfew time, the cops came for him to bring him back to the house, but well, there is no door to the room, so that's that's what I thought. And now onto the random dealings of Sims at night. Wait, what the f is happening? Oh, did he leave?
Listen, listen, I really don't know, but I should really look into this security bridge.
Oh wow, he's being grounded on top of it. Yeah, that will teach you, Fergus. And don't you start bringing up that you've just been kidnapped by an all-powerful demonic entity. It's already time for school, and while I'm trying to get everyone in the bus on time, another fire breaks out, and despite my best effort to make Cindy ignore it, she misses the bus. Which means that, unfortunately for her, she qualifies for the sloth thing. To hell you go.
Now this room, it's great. It's got the bed and it's got the window like in the movie. And then there is the sofa and... Wait, what is she doing? She's pranking my sofa. Stop!
And yet another fire in the house. While Alan is trying to put it out, Eric is being Eric. After all is dealt with, we are replacing the oven this time. I mean, come on, Eric, really? And we've got a winner! The very first goal that's been achieved, with Fiona getting a promotion. Yay! Which means she's got an immunity totem. She's immune from sinning, and she can try to support her own family by trying to make the Blue Man's group sin. And oh boy, let me tell you, I tried. I went with the lust angle, trying to seduce Eric, but Eric ain't into that life. And Fiona is getting public shamed by her family and by everyone, really. She's trying to help you guys, I swear. And another fire started again, so powerful this time that it actually turned my UI purple. I kid you not. What the f is happening with this game? The power of Christ compels you, Cindy. I think it's time for us to conclude this day. Welcome to Bottom Gear, mates. Today on Bottom Gear, Cindy participates in a hot dog eating contest before getting chased by a zombie on the roller disco. Fiona passes out while trying to seduce Eric, and Alan witnesses the Repo Man before stealing a bed himself and going to hell for it. The house is a total mess, and while I have Fiona trying her best to clean, it just ain't happening. The faucets aren't working, we gotta sell furniture to buy new ovens because they keep burning them down. Also zombies again. Anyway, it's time for our two little unhappy and tired families to take a day off. Lucky for them, it is the summer festival. I have all 8 of them up into a Uber, and we off for some due relaxation. And as soon as they arrive, Eric and his daughter start stuffing their face with hot dogs. Fiona rushes to the ice cream machine. Malan and his father queue up for the bathroom.
Wait a minute.
I just come to realize that their house is basically so broken that this is a heaven for them, since the amenities actually do work here. What the f is happening? Maybe I can get Fiona to flirt with Eric successfully this time. Come on, Fiona, I believe in you. Come on, Fiona, I don't believe in you anymore. So while all of that was happening, Alan dipped the festival, probably worried about the fact that the household bills have not been paid, and he gets home just in time to witness the furniture being taken away. So of course, I just sent him to sleep because nothing like running away from your problems, and he passes out. But after he passes out, I finally get him to bed and I realize I just made him commit another sin by sleeping into Malan's bed. So let me explain what happened there, and I'm gonna look at my notes because this is confusing and a long sentence. So in the first place, I didn't define any bed ownership, so I didn't understand why it would be Malan's bed. But by having Alan evil slumber into the bed, I thought that triggered the stuff taken malus from Malan, which isn't the case because it's actually the Repo Man by taking the furniture that triggered this for all the Sims in the household. But I didn't realize until now while I'm editing this video, so I'm sorry, Alan. Good luck. Anyway, that triggers envy as a sin. And as such, Alan won't actually sleep, but rather take a walk on the wild side.
Oh gosh, I love this corridor. It is so dope. Oh, hello there. I hadn't seen you. Ah, yes. Alan, punishments, blah, blah, blah. Well, there is no movie references in this one. It's just a room and a transparent glass and then behind the seat. And you're gonna look at all the single most expensive items I could find in the Hellbuy menu for every single category. I swear there used to be cars here. And I have no idea where they are now. Once again, some things are out of my control.
It's Friday already, and by getting a closer look at the scene counter, we can notice that the Blue Man's group are in the lead with only 2 scenes against 3. After bringing back Alan from yet another time in hell, it's another fire in the hole. These ovens just won't stop burning down. And I mean, apparently only Fergus knows how to use the fire extinguisher, and Eric... Speaking of Eric, I am now spamming Fiona being friendly on him for the Shreks to equalize the number of sins, but nothing works. Actually, Eric hates the entire Shreks family. And so that is definitely an awkward dinner right there. This house is a mess. I mean, look at it. Anyway, after everyone goes to work and Eric finally gets to shower uninterrupted, I think to myself that it might be time to do something about it. And I have Eric call the repair technician because my dude can write blog posts about his house being on fire 24/7 but can't pick up the phone apparently. I mean, at this point, the dude is basically repairing everything. Now, when it comes to goals, Alan is at cooking level 4 while Eric just reached level 5. And Martha joins Fiona in reaching her own goal by also landing a promotion. Yay! Congrats, Martha. After everyone comes back from work, I take a quick glance at the kids' grade. They also both landed an A at school. The f is happening? Don't ask me how, because at this point I have no idea since they have not done their homework for the entire week. So it means we have 4 sims on the premises that are impervious to sinning. When it comes to Fergus and Cindy becoming lovebirds, though, it seems that Fergus has other ideas. I wonder why. Well, this is moving fast. Oh, whoa. This is a go to jail card, go straight to domestic abuse, do not pass go, do not collect your salvation, Fergus. But luckily for Fergus, his mother blocks him just on time. Now, what I didn't know at the time is that if teenager sims are not forced to enter a committed relationship with Prompt, they won't do it by themselves. Well, this sentence sounds a bit wrong. But what it means concretely is that Fergus and Cindy have absolutely zero chance to fulfill their goal by themselves. Which means to fulfill their goal at all. So my plan for the final day is to see if the Shreks can bridge the sin gap. Clearly none of the dads are going to reach their goal and the teenager aren't either. So the only leeway I have are the kids, which are useless, and both Fiona and Martha that can support their families by pushing the others to sin. On one side, we've got Fiona that's desperately trying to have Eric partake in the sin of lust. And on the other side, we've got Martha that's going to try and push Alan to sin, but this time in regards to wrath. In regards to Fiona, I really tried my best. I spammed everything I could, befriending him, offering him flowers, awkwardly flirting, complaining about the state of the house, playing rock, paper, scissors, talking about gnomes even. Nothing worked. Maybe because she's been plugged by Alan and Fergus on the side, I am not sure. She just couldn't beat American football. But when it comes to Martha now, it's been wild. I mean, she's just implied that his mother was a llama and woke him up to complain about the kids and yell a bit, and Alan just clocked her up straight in the cheek. What the f? All the while imagining that that was him being flirty? I really don't understand anymore at this point, but anyway, that classifies as Ras.
Yes, I'll take over from now. Welcome, and welcome to the never-ending office hours, shoved into a cramped cubicle where you can't even sit or access the computer because I didn't leave enough space when I built the damn thing. No, there is no escape. Your screen isn't even on, Alan. Bound to forever complain about the printer or the copy machine or whatever you want to call it, surrounded by imaginary colleagues that you hate and that hates you in return. Yeah, that's a bit too realistic. Listen, I'm quitting this job. I'm never applying on Indeed.com again.
And with this final scene, we finally close the week. With 4 scenes against 2. The Shreks have officially lost. And with it comes the final reckoning. Ultimate absolution. Devastating. I can't wait to be finished with this one, to be honest. Everyone is cordially invited to visit Hell, and since I'm already over this, I just teleport them to the 7th layer. These elevators are gunners! Welcome, welcome, let's put you to work. Yes, please light all of these chimneys. And welcome to you too, viewers. Welcome to any kid's wet dream when it comes to handling pesky and problematic Sims. The ultimate punishment room. Being burned to a crisp by house fire while drowning in a gigantic pool without ladders. Ha ha ha! I mean, you'd think this is enough chimneys, right? Wait, why are none of the carpets catching on fire? And so what can they get out of the pool by themselves? So at this moment I realized 2 things. The first one is that the game I used to play when I was a kid was actually The Sims 2 and not The Sims 3. And the second one is that a lot of functionalities that were there to deal with your Sims in the second game have been removed in the third game. No matter how often the oven caught on fire this week, it's nearly impossible to entertain a mass fire in this game. And it's also very hard to have the Sims drown in swimming pool because they can't just get out of it, so... Oh my god. And let me tell you, I tried. I changed the setup to put plants and carpets in front of an even cheaper chimney. I've tried to make Fiona become a witch because I read online that witches can throw fireballs, but that didn't work either because it's not a level 1 witch spell. So I tried to look for the pyromaniac trait, but apparently it's a hidden one, so I just couldn't select it from the trait screen. I tried to create an inside barbecue since they started fire so many times over the week by cooking, but because they were just eating all the sausages, I just put a table and a plant in front so they couldn't get to the meat, and that didn't work either. I had Alan literally purchase Hell because apparently fires start more easily on residential plots instead of community plots. Oh. And while fires did indeed start, it just wasn't enough. I mean, look at this. They're putting them out faster than they start. Oh my god. Alright then, I'll just shove you all in the swimming pool and build walls around it. But no, that doesn't work either. Because first of all, they're getting out of it faster than I can order them to go in. And second, I can't enter build mode while there is a fire on the property. Okay, At this point, I really considered installing NRAS mods to be able to burn them myself, but I couldn't even figure that out either. I mean, the mods are in the right folder. Why isn't it working? At this point, I'm running out of ideas, so I spam click like a madman the middle of the swimming pool with each of them so that they'd swim in it until exhaustion. Well, I guess now that I am fully insane, I just have to buy oversized coffee filters that I'll have to rip and tear every time I want to make it fit inside the coffee machine. Here, my precious.
It's already what you've been doing the past 3 years.
What? And that's it for my Sims 3 playthrough. Cheers! I never want to touch this game again. If you've watched until now and enjoyed the content, please subscribe to support my mental health and because that means a lot to me. And I'll see you in the next one. See ya! Patches out.
Also, I found how to use the mod.